Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today from the Better Business Bureau right here in southern Wisconsin. It is our friend Tiffany Schultz. Not a tongue twister, Tiffany. It's just Better Business Bureau.
That's right. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for taking the time. We're continuing our back to school talk, and today we're going to talk about internet safety tips, which is so important because things continually change each and every year. And also, I think it's a good refresher for not only to tell our kids, but us adults too. We need to continue to stay up on what's changing and what's going on as a parent. So, which I kind of stole a little bit of your thunder there, but as you're looking at it from BBB's perspective, what do you want folks to know as a new school year starts and we're talking internet safety?
We have some great tips here for parents, teachers, administrators, anybody who is working with kids and families as they go back to school. And one thing that we want you to know is to remind you, is to monitor your kids' social media accounts, monitor what they are signing up for. There's so many different platforms out there, so many different logins, so many different passwords that are needed. As adults, we kind of stick with our tried and true social media platforms, but there's always new ones that kids are jumping on because, what we think is new is old for them. There's bad actors who are out there on those sites to get your kids' personal information and to do bad things. Be aware of what they're signing up for, and it's always okay to review your kids' social media, what they're doing online as we move through the school year.
And this first one, we'll stick on the parent side of things, creating accounts on websites without permission. When it comes, like you said, social media is just ripe with strangers, which it used to say, well, no, I'm not going to go down that path. But strangers are strangers. It doesn't matter who they are. But you definitely, you got to watch what your kiddos are signing up for.
All of these platforms have terms and conditions. As a parent, you want to read through those terms and conditions. What are they doing with your child's personal information? Is it a free app download? But then once you get into the platform, there comes, different things that the child can do. Can they buy coins? Can they buy gift cards? Can they pay to go further in the platform? So one of the biggest thing, though, is to know what those terms and conditions are. It's always a whole bunch of fine print and we just scroll through it to get to the accept button. But there's important things in there that you're going to want to know before your child signs up for an account on a platform, game, or social media site.
And that plays into this next one, contests and giveaways. Sounds really great. Too good to be true even, Tiffany.
Sometimes, usually contests and giveaways are designed to get personal information, whether they're collecting data or are they a bad actor trying to collect personal information such as your address or your birth date or your social security number. Sometimes children, young children, elementary school age, and even as they get into middle school, possibly high school, they don't know what they're signing up for. They're signing up for something to win, but really they're signing up to possibly give personal information to somebody who's going to be a bad actor and do bad things with it. So know before you sign up.
Yeah. Next one is phishing. Kids often get junk. And yes, kids have email addresses because they need it to sign up for these things. So, you'd be fooled or you're fooling yourself. You don't think they have email accounts, whatever age, but they are more susceptible to clicking on these things that they shouldn't. So education is a must.
Schools are issuing email addresses for kids even at the elementary age, and it's a great way to share your assignments, communicate with your teacher, and so forth. However, bad things sometimes get through. Those school filters don't always catch some of these phishing attempts, and your child may get a link, and they've all grown up in an age where you click, click, click. Sometimes those links are designed to be phishing links to get your child's personal information, maybe to get them to buy something. There's all different reasons why bad actors do send phishing links. So before you click, know what you're clicking on.
Next one also falls in line with this, the understanding apps. And as I'm listening off of my other ear here, my daughter is off to the side and she is playing on her iPad right now. and we have it locked down. And I say we, my wife has done a great job locking this thing down, because not knowing about some of these apps, we found out that she was able to download other apps through the app. Like, she wasn't even going to the app store. She was just clicking on things and it was downloading stuff. We're like, oh my gosh. So yeah, you need to watch what's going on and understand how these apps work.
Just because the app is on the App Store or in the Play Store does not mean that it's a legitimate app. Bad actors go ahead and upload these things until they get taken down. But even if it is a legitimate app, you need to know exactly what your child is doing with it. Because, like you said, there's links inside the app. And if they have access to the app, they may have access to download something within the app. So you want to make sure that your child's ability to download is locked. And you can do that in the parental controls. Sometimes there's multiple steps that you need to take, especially when it comes to money. If your credit card is associated with the app, associated with the device that you're on, you could find irrelevant charges that are because your child have downloaded something. So be careful.
Yeah, that was a one and done situation for this family, and we locked it down big time after that one time purchase of a game. So found out the hard way there. And that's after all these years of listening to you, Tiffany. I'm ashamed of myself. But there are tips on how to manage online privacy for families. And first one is read that privacy policy together and understand the privacy settings, or you're going to be like Jeremy and sad.
What is the company doing with your personal information? And that comes by reading the fine print. Unfortunately, sometimes it's a lot of fine print, but make sure you agree with it before you click that accept button. You know, my son has been, Mom, can I get this game? Can I get this game? And is usually throwing the pad in front of me as I'm trying to work. And, sometimes I'm, wanting to scroll through, but I know that I have to read exactly what this app is about and what kind of data they're collecting before I let him have it.
Yeah, it's not always the time. Yeah, it's that timing of it, but definitely take the time. Next one too, don't share your location. Why is that important?
Con artists are out there, and bad things can happen. Make sure that you're sharing your location only with your family. These iPads, iPhones, all types of devices have share my location. It's great if you're doing it with people that you know, but don't promote it publicly. Meaning, if you're making posts on social media, don't say where you are, because bad actors are out there and they're trying to get that information.
I don't like bad actors, and I think you need to make a t-shirt. We don't like bad actors, bbb.org. I'm just saying, not throw that out there. All right, Tiffany, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. If people would like to find more about stuff we talked about today, or just stay up on the know-all of all scams out there, where can they find out more information?
Head on over to bbb.org. You'll find this information and everything we talk about this month.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for these great back-to-school tips. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Stiffy said, check out the website, bbb.org. They've got a great thing called the Scam Tracker. That's where you can find out the latest scams that are happening out there. And please report these things too if you do get scammed. We haven't had a chance to talk to her about that, but that's so important as well. We'll take a quick break. More to come. Watching Talking Fitchburg.